Hi and good morning everyone. Today, Shereen, Naazreen and me, Aida, Suhada, will present to you the reptiles under topic 14, Animal Evolution and Diversity. It can be found in Middle, page 552. In this chapter, we will cover 5 contents which are characteristic of reptiles, evolution of amniotes, diversity of living reptiles, birds, and diversity of living birds. Introduction of the reptiles. The reptiles class is Reptilia. They are very successful terrestrial animal because they consist of more than 17,000 species. Four major groups of living reptiles is the turtles, order of Testudinus, Tuatara, meaning of biawak, order of Rhycocephalia, lizards and snakes, order of Squamata, and lastly crocodiles, order of Crocodilia. Characteristic of reptiles. This characteristic showing that they are fully adapted to live on land. Generally, all reptiles have the following characteristic. They have paired limbs, thick and dry skin. Usually, they have scales and not fur. Efficient breathing, efficient circulation, efficient excretion, ectotomy, means of cold-blooded. Lastly, well-adapted reproduction as they usually lay eggs. We go detail in each characteristic. First, pair limb. Reptiles have two pairs limb, usually with 5 toes each. Like in these figures, the lizards have 5 toes in each of their legs. Except for snakes and some lizards, they normally don't have any legs under their body. This paired limb located under body to help them moving around. It's adapted to climbing, running, pedaling, or flying. Next, skin. Reptiles have thick and dry skin. It was impermeable to water that can prevent water loss from their body. It's either wholly or in part scaly to provide protection. It can protect them from injuries or can protect them from being eaten by other animals. Many reptiles molt several times a year in a process of growth. Molts can be molts meaning of shed their skin. For example, snakes can molt 2 until 4 times a year in order for them to grow bigger and bigger. Their old skin can uh, can give enough space to their body to grow bigger. So in order for them to grow bigger, they have to shed their skin. Next, efficient breathing. Reptiles has the lungs that are more developed than amphibians. They have an expandable rib cage to assist their in breathing, which means their rib cage is more flexible than amphibians. It has a much greater surface area for the exchange of gases. Respiration through internally protected and moistened. That means when they do the respiration in their body, it was protected and moistened for their body. Many reptiles' lungs have little sacs called alveoli across which gas is exchanged. For example, in this picture, lizards do not have diaphragm like people. Instead, their chest muscle move the chest wall, which inflates and deflates the lungs. Next, efficient circulation. The circulation can prevent reptile from mixing the blood. The septum divide the ventricle either partially or completely. Like in these figures, lizards, snakes, and turtle have septum that divide the ventricle partially. We can see the hole here, here, and here. If partially divide the ventricle, it reduces the mixing poor and rich blood oxygen. But if spectrum completely divided, oxygen poor blood is completely separated from poor oxygen blood. So Only crocodile have the completely divided ventricle. Crocodile have 4 chambered, while the other reptiles have 3 chambered. So crocodile have the most efficient circulation other than lizards, snakes, and turtle. Next, efficient excretion. The excretion is mainly due by 2 small kidney that are well developed. The kidney excrete uric acid, therefore, less water are required to rid the body of nitrogenous waste. In reptiles, uric acid they mainly nitrogen containing waste product. So they want to get to buang nitrogen containing waste from their body by excretion that use kidney. For example, they rid their bodies of excess salt through their nasal salt gland. The excreted salt may build up around their nose, causing the top of their head to appear white. Like in this figure, we can clearly see that the top of their head appear white because the excreted salt. Next, ectotomy. Reptiles are cold-blooded. That means they cannot produce heat by their own body. So they have to rely on the surrounding to keep their body warm. Reptiles adapted to maintain a warm body temperature by warming themselves under sun, that calls sunbathing. This allows them to survive on a fraction of food per body weight required by birds and mammals. They have to moving in and out sunlight as they have to keep their body temperature in steady level. For example, in this picture, when their body felt cold, they go search for sun and they do the sunbathing. As the day gets hotter, they retreat into the shade to cool down themselves, and they do it repeatedly to keep their body temperature in steady level. Lastly, well-adapted reproductive. Alligator or crocodile, turtles, snake, and lizard, they all lay eggs, like in this picture. Sex and are separated, and fertilization is internal. Internal fertilization prevents sperm from drying out when copulation occurs. Amniotic eggs contain extra-embryonic membranes. These extra-embryonic membranes give many advantages for the eggs. It can protect the embryo, remove nitrogenous waste, and provide embryo oxygen, food, and water. So they don't have to rely on their birth mother to provide all of the food and oxygen to them to grow bigger before they can before they give birth. The amnion is a sac that fills with fluid and provides private pond within which embryo develop. Like in these figures, we can see the amnion sac that fill with fluid and provide the private pond for the embryo. So the embryo can develop bigger and bigger until they menetas. That's all for me.